everyone, it's Amy. I just wanted to discuss a quick topic today. I have a few minutes before I have to head downtown for an appointment, but I wanted to go over something that is quite common here in the Metroplex, but people coming in from other parts of the country aren't as familiar with this, and I am talking about foundation issues. Yes, Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is located in an area where we have predominantly clay soil. And what that means is that it shrinks and expands based on the weather, time of year, and water. If we get too much rain, it can get too wet. If it gets too much drought in the summer, it gets dry and it can crack. So especially coming from California, I'm seeing a lot of buyers that are unsure about what to do with the house that might have had work done previously or might need work done, or just in general about our foundation. So this is a topic that's very, very important to discuss if you're new to Texas, if you have thought about moving here, or if you're already here. So basically, like I mentioned, we have clay soil, and literally if you dig down into the ground, you can pick up like the gray clay like we used to use in art class growing up. So that's how it actually looks. It looks just like that clay that we used growing up. And what it does is that it can be kind of difficult and hard on our foundation. So what we need to do is contain and have a consistent moisture level around our houses. And that will help keep the foundation from cracking in most cases. So that's why you see sprinkler systems in many of the houses. They have sprinklers outside around the perimeter or soaker hoses. And if you don't have that, it's very important that you probably look into doing that. So what happens if you notice some shifting inside the house? If you see cracks in the drywall, if you have doors that don't close. So this is kind of common, and some people will freak out if they see a tiny little crack, but I don't want you to freak out because a lot of times those smaller cracks are typically from interior climate. Like this time of year, if you just bought a new house and you're in your first year in the new house, you're going to have some shrinkage of the wood because it's newer wood and it hasn't dried out yet. So when the weather gets colder like this and we have our heater on, you'll start seeing some shrinking and you'll see more cracks. Don't freak out about that. Typically, it's just because it's a new house and the wood needs to dry out. If you live in a pre-owned home and it's not new and you're seeing some of this, some of it might just be because it's cold and you have your heat on, or it could be a foundation issue. So if you've got doors that are not closing, the door frames that are bent, if your floors are kind of, not completely straight, they feel like they're kind of wavy, then what you want to do, and this is so important. I know a lot of people don't know this, but call a structural engineer first. Don't call a foundation company yet. Call a structural engineer first, and this is very important because they will come out and measure your house. They will determine, is this movement something that's considered normal? Because our houses do move here. Is this normal movement, or is this abnormal movement that needs to be remedied by peers? And I don't want to throw any foundation company under the bus at all because there are some very good ones out there. Most of them are very good. But you have some that maybe are not that scrupulous, will want to sell you piers when you don't need them. So it's important to call a structural engineer first. And if you don't have an idea who would call, contact your realtor. If you don't have a realtor, contact me. I can give you a list of names that you can call. But it's important to get this report done. And yes, it is going to cost a few $100s to do it, but it could save you thousands on the back end if you end up putting piers in. You don't need to do that. So do yourself a favor and your wallet a favor and call a structural engineer first and have them come out and assess your foundation. If it's determined you do need piers, you do need foundation work, typically they can recommend some people that you can call and have the work done. Or like I said, call your realtor. You're welcome to call me. I can give you a bunch of names again. But you want to make sure you're using a reputable one, and you want to make sure you get a lifetime transferable warranty on your foundation, so that when you move, the next party should be covered for the work that was done, as long as you follow the terms of their warranty. So that's really about it. Nothing earth-shattering, but it's just something I see over and over and over again, where people don't know to call a structural engineer first and even determine if you even need any foundation work at all. So if you have any questions, just drop me a line. You can reach out to me at www.amysellsdallas.com, or you can private message me, and I'll answer any questions that I possibly can. Hope you're doing well, and wishing you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. Bye.